This video is sponsored by Anime Remix. Check out our stores in Buford and Alpharetta for all your anime shopping pleasure.
So many anime episodes that came out, and so many categories in the anime Crunchyroll, but one category that I really desperately want to see is Best Anime Episode of the Year. The only question is, I actually don't know which one would win.
Pretty clear.
It is?
Yeah, Kakurabaki.
Who?
Hey guys, welcome back to Bizarre Anime Vibes. Joe, and I'm here with
Good night.
Today's episode. We're talking about anime episode of the year. Obviously, this year has had a lot of great contenders, and we want to just talk about what we think might possibly win anime episode of the year.
Of course, as from this point, if another episode does come out
That absolutely just watches every single episode we talked about today, we're gonna eat our words and we're gonna talk about it. Let us know in the comments below if you did find another episode that absolutely washes us or washes these episodes. But I feel like we're pretty proud of what we chose.
Anyway, let's jump into it. Bleach 1000-Year War had an episode.
It made me so happy to see the fact that Rukia actually gets some love.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want the fact that it's against a lower villain and it's not like one of the main ones.
Gojo used Domain Lava Dude. It's about time that Rukia used her expansion.
I mean, also, it makes sense why Rukia actually doesn't use her Bankai in the beginning, like in the original series about Bleach.
And even just like how visually pretty it was, like with all the ice, and like, I mean, it's giving Disney vibes low-key, but like with Elsa, but it's...
No. There's no way you're not gonna criticize my small queen. My small queen.
Criticize?
You are going to compare her
by
comparing her to Elsa.
That's a compliment.
That's not a compliment.
Alright.
That's an insult.
If I compared you to Elsa, you'd be like, thank you so much.
Okay, me or Rukia? I'm just saying, one of us deserves that praise.
Yeah, and that's why I would never compliment you that way.
To Elsa?
But I'm saying the ice gave me flashbacks to Frozen, like in terms of the particles and all that, and even like
this beautiful
even the
2D
fit,
style.
the fit looking like it's made of ice, the same way Elsa's dress is. Like that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it is like one-to-one. She's Elsa and Elsa. Like no, I'm saying it just reminded me of Elsa.
Okay, that's true. That's true. And also, I guess the build up to eventually her reveal of the Bankai, easily helped the fact that for this arc we haven't really seen much of Rukia, and for Rukia to come in with this big giant bang and then. Boom, just surprises us.
It's not about how much screen time you get, it's what you do with that screen time, and she made sure to give us the best.
Rock Lee is a great example of that too. But yeah, that's the first thing that just went to my mind.
But moving past that, this is another one that you wanted to submit.
This one, yeah, this is a personal submitting. I knew there was some contention on which episode we want to pick, but we also had contention of that we have to mention this.
Mob Psycho 1.
My personal bias is towards episode 6, the episode of Dimple, where the Dimple is kind of like, has the spotlight on it.
I chose the last. I thought the way they handled everything from Mob Psycho's ending, which I think was one of the best, to build up with Mob asking out Homegirl, to Reagan's resolve, and finally telling the truth to Mob, and even just like the scene where he starts running and you hear the original theme, all that, like...
But also the fact that Dimple came back.
I mean, yeah, and Dimple came back, which was a nice, like... Does it bother me? The sacrifice didn't really matter. Not really, honestly. Mob Psycho is a slice of life. People dying feels kind of off.
Excuse me?
Like...
Mob has murdered.
No, I mean, like, if this is a battle shonen, and people are being revived left and right, then it's like...
you're just criticizing Dragon Ball, aren't you?
I mean, but like, then it's like, that doesn't really have a stake. But in Mob Psycho, where it's like, we're just literal middle schoolers living our life who have powers, I don't really mind. And also the way Dimple came back, great reveal, plot twist. He was in Reagan, and that's how Reagan was able
the boost.
Yeah, the boost. But also, too, Dimple's like a spirit. We never saw him die, right? We saw Mob walk away.
And then we saw the final scream of Dimple, and then we also saw the big explosion at the end.
And that's why, for me, but it always felt, it felt kind of off to me, because it's like, I feel like we would have got like a zoom in of seeing Dimple fade away or something, of him like crying. It just felt too like, I'll say this, when Dimple died, I was like, I could see him coming back. I don't think he will, because the way they also handled with like Mob like forgetting and all that.
Forgetting?
At the end, remember when he's talking with his brother? He's like, where's Dimple? He's like, oh, I don't know. He forgot like what happened.
I think that was just him trying to suppress his emotion, which did lead up to build up a good moment, like
maybe
showing the fact that he's like suppressing his emotion and not wanting to accept what reality is. And then when it always comes crashing down with...
Yeah. It was a good build-up for the finale.
It was a really good build-up.
But I think the finale clears like the best episode of Mob Psycho, at least season, as is just everything I wanted from the episode.
But before we get there, I do want to mention, kind of a little defend episode 6 here. Okay. The Dimple episode. It gave us not only Dimple's whole story of him going from a villain to misunderstood, like kind of anti-hero in a way, to then seeing that he wants to be a villain again, but then Mob got to him through the one thing that people thought he was going to do. People thought that he was going to fight Dimple one-on-one, What did no? Mob just released all of his psychic energy so they can just have a conversation.
Yeah. And guess what?
It's not like season 2 when they fought.
They do it even better in the last episode.
Where they recycled it.
Yeah, they did. It was a better moment because at least with Mob's character, you can imagine he's always been the kind-hearted person. Unless he's at 100%, he always does the bigger, he always does the kinder op. Whereas in the finale, Dimple's gone. So when Mob sees Dimple again, that's a scene where it's like, what? And it snaps him out of it, and it makes a lot of sense. You know what I mean? Like, he snaps out of it because we weren't, one, as the audience, we weren't expecting to see, but two, so it's not just like Mob gets shocked out of it. As the audience, we also get shocked to see Dimple's reaction, where we snap out of the action like, whoa, Dimple?
Okay, fine. I'll give the fact that yes, it shocked me, but also disappointed.
How so?
Disappointed me the fact that they didn't have the balls to kill off the character that we've seen over 3 seasons progress, and also the fact that the way they killed him off would have made sense. I can never die. Nobody in my series died.
Yeah, so I'm shocked. Yeah, and you don't complain about that one. Second, in another series, honestly, guys, I don't know why they didn't have the balls to kill him off. You can literally say that about every character in Dragon Ball, I'm pretty sure.
Actually, no, there is a character that is permadead.
Oh, boo-hoo. One out of how many named characters?
Well, no, one race. You'll find out when. We'll all find out.
Okay, that's called genocide. That's not a murder. That's genocide.
No, but it can't be brought back. Well, actually, no, shit, I'm buying myself back into. Our next contender that we kind of have on this relatively long but short list of anime episodes that we think that potentially could be the best of 2023. One Piece. Between the 2 episodes that we specifically chose to have on this list, because we didn't really add the Sanji one to this list. I personally chose the Zoro one, while also Gear 5th was another contender.
All of it, but specifically.
Or at least between the whole entire Gear 5th, I guess.
It has some of the best animated sequence.
I mean, you could literally sum it up and say that's just Luffy throwing light.
Yeah,
and then also Kaido caught back.
But it's also Kaido explaining how Haki triumphs all.
I mean, yeah, I guess it just comes to show that Kaido doesn't believe that any other force can beat Haki.
It's not Kaido. It is the truth. Roger didn't have a devil. Whitebeard, his thing wasn't his devil fruit. His devil fruit helped, but when he clashed with Roger, was he using his devil fruit?
No. Okay, so I guess that's why he's upset with Luffy, because
he's trying to tell him, your devil fruit is cool and all, but just like how Roger was not a devil fruit power user, you could have the most broken devil fruit in the world, but if you have no Haki, it doesn't matter.
But is that the main reason why you chose this episode?
I'm saying the sequence.
The sequence battle with their words.
Even the Momo flashback was really good. How it was handled.
I mean, also the fact of we got the Momo kind of inspirational speech.
Well, it hit inspirational. Move that bitch now! But overall, I could see any of those 3 episodes being.
I like the fact that Zoro had a beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah.
But the fact that this episode doesn't really have it. It's just middle.
It's a chapter. It's in the middle of a fight. That's why. Slayer. Specifically, last episode.
Swordsmith Village arc.
The tears, the emotions. I knew Nezuko lived, but even then, I was here damn! It was good.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. When the music kicked in, from episode 19, when that kicked in, and also the fact when I saw the length of this episode was an hour, I said, we're in for a show.
Did you think Nezuko died?
No, there's no way. Humanly, no. There's absolutely no way Nezuko.
When you watched it, when she kicked him off.
Okay, when they started doing the flashback of Nezuko and showing, there was a part of me that went hey, they don't have the balls to actually kill off Nezuko, the money-making machine that Nezuko is.
Everyone forgets, this is the episode he did lightning breathing for the first time.
Right.
And that was a hype moment, because you're they had to catch the demon.
And then he remembered wasn't it to told him how thunder breathing
and then
works.
did the lightning breathing. And then so this whole episode from start to end was just highlight after highlight. So for me, the whole episode through and through was really good. Whereas the other one, season 1, episode 19, has a better moment. And as an overall fight, season 2.
Also, I think we're forgetting the best part of this episode, in my opinion. Goddamn, Michael Jackson came out. I'll never forget when he killed all the maids. And then the way he just walked out, he was like,
Oshi No Ko. Oshi No Ko had the best first episode of any anime I've ever seen. Point blank. Period. It's a movie, so
pretty much an hour and 22 minutes.
It's a movie. Because there's not much to talk about. It has a great first episode.
No, there's a lot to talk about. From the literally having this build up of this character just to at the end. Hit us with the biggest plot twist we ever seen.
I don't know if you know this, but in the manga, it's volume 1.
Oh, that's all of volume.
That's why it's really good, because it's you just read the first volume.
And then now you're invested.
In the manga, it's you read a few chapters. Whereas they decided to make it so only an episode.
This is the equivalent of if all in volume 1, you see A-Stop.
No, not even close. Anyway, I'm going to move past it. Chainsaw Man. Technically, it's a contender, because it wasn't in last year's. I'll put it simply. Episode 1 was really good. I think it's a perfect build-up to Denji as a character, but also seeing the action, you get a pretty good feel of Chainsaw Man. Or no, Actually, the episode where where the Katana Devil jumps everyone.
You're right.
The episode after that.
You're right.
And where Kobeni goes crazy and Ex Machinas everyone.
Oh my god. Makima.
That was the episode where Makima went crazy, Kobeni went crazy, Denji fought Katana Devil, lost. Aki, it showed Himeno die again. And
reanimated. No, not reanimated, like new animation.
They've reanimated the entire scene. Yeah, but overall, I think that is another good episode.
To be honest, I like episode 1 because it shows Makima at the end. I do think, actually, you're right, the episode you mentioned, where everyone dies.
Power goes crazy and Kobeni goes crazy.
Because that really sets the tone, like, this is not your total, like, normal show.
Because they killed half the cast. Well, no, they killed Homeboy, who was Kobeni's partner. They killed Himeno.
Who I actually really thought she was going to live to the end.
Yeah.
Change that word to get nominated for this
episode.
Either it would be honorable mention, or I think it actually is a contender for, like, being nominated.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Put it frank, the finale is the best finale in any anime and manga you'll ever see in terms of like how it ends. Mob Psycho was the perfect ending, but this is the best dramatic and like it's so bittersweet. It's so good. Pucci getting like everyone dying. Like you start the episode and you're like, wait, everyone's dead for real? He's not bringing them back? Because keep in mind, Jolene's dead. Hermes is dead. Jotaro is dead. Weather, Fu, everyone's dead. And it's not even just past that. Because Josuke's dead. Giorno's dead. Joseph's dead. Everyone from you've known in all of JoJo up to this point is dead. Except Rohan. Rohan goes past all spaces.
Rohan is just literally a god.
They've all been reset. Beautiful ending and a perfect wrap-up. Moving past that.
I feel like we will be criticized very much if we did not mention this. So this one might be an honorable mention due to the fact that this is technically kind of not a complete episode, but it is an episode nonetheless, so we are going to talk about it.
Attack on Titan.
Part 1 for part 4, part 1.
Season 4,
final
part
season.
3, part 1. Season 4, part 3, part 1 of a 2-part finale. Yes, it is. Personally, I don't think it needs to be up here because Hanji's scene was great, but that's it. Everything else in this episode was just plot forward, like a normal episode, in my opinion.
Wait. The conversation they had with Eren in the universe.
Moving the plot forward. There's nothing about that that's like episode of the year for me.
Annie and Armin having their moments.
Cute. Not episode of the year for me. Like, you take away Hanji's death. What in this episode is on the same level as One Piece Gear 5th, Oshi No Ko episode 1. Like, this episode was
Hanji's
it literally was the best part of this episode. And even then, it's just not enough. Like, obviously when part 2 drops, I'm sure there'll be more. That would be a good contender.
Alright, seeing how that's the finale.
Yeah, but...
Wait, did they say it's coming out this...
drops in November.
Hey!
But yeah, it's not... This episode, for me personally, I don't think it deserves... But it probably will get nominated. Moving past that, Zom 100, Bucket List of the Dead. Despite the production issues and the fact that it's on internal hiatus, I would like to say, at least honorably mention it. Episode 1 was so good. It's just a simple concept of a guy who hates his job and overworks himself, and then a zombie apocalypse happens, and he's happy because he gets time off work. It's relatable to a lot of people who have 9-to-5s. But yeah, I thought it was a really good episode. It's I don't think it's gonna win by any means, but I think it should at least be mentioned.
Another contender would be Finland Saga, the last episode. Well, not the last episode, the one episode before the last episode, because the last episode was an epilogue to our boy Thorfinn's journey. And in this episode, we finally get to see how this character's progression turned him from a kid, an innocent kid, to a very savage warrior, all the way to a now humble adult. Alright, they easily could have butchered his character and make him just seem like he never progressed at all, but they actually showed the progression.
Moving past that, Jujutsu Kaisen. I feel like it might not be able to contend because maybe the first batch, 5 episodes, because it has its own open. The last episode with Gojo and they had their goodbye. Saw after the fight with Toji and how that ended. I think that is mentioning, or even the Toji episode where Geto fought Toji at the start and then Gojo fought Toji at the end.
You're right.
I think that episode's also a contender. Either way, JJK fans will go crazy, and I think with the hype it has, which should be good, that will up.
Honestly, you probably wrapped it up better than I ever could, because truly be told, I didn't think fully this could be anime of the year, and then kind of after rewatching it, it just seems to be getting better to watch it. And if an episode can do that for me, then I really do for best anime episode. I'm gonna keep these brief and easy. Point, main character goes from no one to someone to no one again to depressed to showing it off, and this is the episode it feels so real, and it looks amazing. Still, like Mushko Tensie is a consistent anime series that, unlike One Piece where I had Dressrosa, Mushko Tensie has consistent good animation.
Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below, and don't forget to smash that like button, stay up to date with our stuff, and subscribe. See you guys next time. I'm cutting you the fuck off. Nah. You don't get to disrespect one like that.